Hey everyone, welcome to another Project Life Process video. This week I was a little disappointed in my photos just because I felt like for the last few weeks, have just had really unexciting photos, but that's kind of been because I have to study for the next month and a half or so for a step exam, and life is just not super exciting right now, and I have to spend most of my time studying, and a lot of my spare time I just go to the park, walk my dog, cook, just do all the things I need to do. So it's a little I don't know, disappointing to me in a way, but I also thinking, well, this is what my life looks like right now. So even though I don't get to go out and do all the fun things that I'd like to and hang out with people as much as I'd like to, that is what I have to work with this week. So to start off, I added a frame onto my intro photo, and now I'm adding a Kelly Purkey label with the date from Hero Arts here. And I'm going to do the same thing as always and just staple it down. And going with kind of this like green and blue theme this week. It wasn't totally planned out, but I kind of feel like green and blue always go together, and there was a couple different kinds going on here. So yeah, this sticker is from Studio Calico, and it's from an old kit. It was designed by Life Love Paper, and I didn't kind of know who that designer was at first, but I realized I really, really love all of her stuff that has come in some of those kits. So yeah, and I'm using Stays On because this sticker is pretty slick, and it did not go as pigmented as I would like, but it's okay because it's still legible. So I'm just going to stamp in April into one of the bubble letters, and then I'm going to just put one, I think it says hello in the other one. And at first I tried with a teal because I was kind of wanting a little more pop of the color, but it just wasn't bold enough for me, so I went with the Stays On again. And then I usually like to add a little phrase to the bottom, so I said one that said let's stay home, because this week I did a lot of staying home for sure. And then I'm layering that with another sticker from there. And I add a couple staples, and sometimes just like those little staples from the tiny attachers seem to make all the difference. Like, I don't know if I really loved it, and then I stapled it, and then I was like, yes, this looks good. And then here I wanted to add a flare that said love at first sight, and then that is an old Kelly Purkey flare from a kit. And then that's with the little silver label that came from the Currently collection ephemera, because it really was love at first sight when I first saw my puppy. I saw a video that the breeder had posted on Facebook, and she had told me about the litter, and I saw him and I knew he was the one. So it really was the only time it would probably be accurate for me to use that flare. So next I am working with a photo of my study space, and I added a arrow from some old Basic Grey sticker sheet or something. I'm really not even sure where that came from. And then I added some Studio Calico stickers, but I ended up having to move them around and with the spacing, and somehow that ended up getting cut out, but that was probably not very fun to watch anyway. And then here I'm working with this cut up ledger paper, and I added the really cute typewriter from the Currently ephemera, and then I'm adding some Kelly Purkey stickers to spell out the letter, and it is not showing up super well on the camera, but you really can see it a little better in real life. And then here I was thinking about adding some blue washi tape to the bottom, but even though it's not my favorite color, I wanted to add the lime green on the other side just to kind of tie it in, because there's a lot of it going on the other side. And then I'm just doing some journaling, and I'm happy with how that turned out. And then I'm working with this photo of this lasagna I made, and I decided I want to add another arrow from that sticker sheet, but first I'm going to add some alphabet stickers. And this was the healthiest lasagna ever. I used pasta that is made out of red lentils, so it's actually super, super healthy and fibrous. And then I added fat-free ricotta and fat-free or low-fat mozzarella and spinach and spices, and it was just really good and really, really healthy. And yeah, I was glad that I was able to actually make something, even though I'm so busy it really feels like there's not time to cook sometimes. And then here I am just looking at this last photo that I'd cut in two of the park, and I just decided that I was going to add this piece of ephemera, again from the Currently collection. I'm really getting close to not using it up, but I'm making a pretty big dent. And then I used another sticker from the Live Life paper sticker sheet from Studio Calico, and that was just kind of to tie in the blue on the other side. So here is a look at the final thing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for week 14.